Hey, hello, welcome to Farm Talk Friday. It's April 14th, 2023. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Giovanna.
Hi, baby.
Hi, honey. We're here at the fabulous and small Green Wave House Farm and Permaculture Center and chicken coops.
That's right.
Those are actually chicken tractors. Anyway.
We're a farm.
So, all right, first up is our injured chicken Crema, who's doing better. She's not completely recovered, but she's doing much better. She did lose some weight during her foot injury. I think it's leg. And so now we have to separate her during feeding time to try to get some weight back on her. So we're doing that. I posted a photo to the Green Wave House page. So you can take a look at her. She's still beautiful.
She's still beautiful.
And she's still getting weekly treatment from our awesome vet who gives her acupuncture and
electrotherapy,
electromagnetic frequency therapy, which is all pretty cool for a little town in the jungle. Also,
hello.
in Rancho Delicioso news, that's the little community that we're a part of here, we had a big meeting today regarding our palm weevil infestation problem. Of course, we've had this bug that's been attacking a lot of our palms, coconut palms and other palms.
But it's two bugs. We have the beetle and the weevil. Right?
Okay, the weevil is the one that kills the tree.
Okay.
And then the rhino beetle goes in and feeds off the dead palm. So the one we want to get rid of is the palm weevil.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So they work together.
Yeah, one goes first and then the other one goes second.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a great meeting and we're trying to figure out how to not eradicate but control this problem. And it's not unique to us. It's all over this area in Costa Rica and maybe...
It's a global problem.
Probably global.
But, we think that it probably is a bigger problem with countries that have like palm oil or just like large coconut fields. Like they came in here, they're an invasive species from Asia, and so they deal with them over there too. But, that's part of the problems of monocropping, or at least that's one of the theories.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, well...
Monocropping is always bad because, yes, if you get an invasive thing, then it wipes out your whole thing if you've only got one crop.
Yeah.
So, all right. Honey, what are these interesting things you've got on your arms?
Oh, yeah. So, we have our friend Steve and San who are sometimes watching. We can't always tell unless you guys start commenting, like, who is watching. So, maybe Steve and San are on or not. We can't tell. But... So, Sam just kind of buys me gifts sometimes, but I think she actually bought these for my birthday, and they're made out of like recycled plastic. It's like a recycled polyester material, so there's some reuse there. You wouldn't necessarily want to, although I do know fire performers that will just perform in anything, but like if you're new to that. This is not what you would want to be wearing, even though they're very pretty, because it would melt to your skin. But this is for, like napalm. This is a beautiful, accessory to like gardening. So it definitely doesn't replace gloves. Like, you can still get little cuts and stuff, by like with the thorns on your fingers. As you can see that they're exposed, but if you're in something that's very thorny, you'll be more protected. So it's nice because as someone that's out a lot, I don't want to say we get lazy, but there's certain things that you just end up having a tolerance for, and sometimes I don't want to wear gloves. They're clunky, and I don't care how thin they are. They just like, I want my fingers exposed. And I like to wear, like I would wear this out gardening. And, you know, so it's nice to have like some protection that's pretty and just helpful. So thank you, Sam.
Super awesome.
I'm loving these.
Thank you, San. All right. What else is happening here?
Well, lots of things are happening.
Okay.
Do you want to tell them about my fairy garden?
Yes.
No,
Fairy
he's
garden
not.
has beautiful purple flowers
Yes.
all over the top of it.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, one of our workers, Delvin, we saw this vine growing on like another part of the farm, like the greater farm, like the Rancho Delicioso community, and I don't know if it was. It really doesn't matter, but it's not like we took the whole vine off. We just cut a little snippet to propagate it onto our property. But the idea was like he knew it might have been his idea. I was just like, Delvin, look at this. Or maybe I did drag him over there. I was like, can we get some of this? But I think it was his idea to put it on the fairy garden tree, which was already starting to struggle a little bit. And the leaves it's just an old tree. So it's not doing the umbrella thing anymore. Like it just wasn't getting like the same amount of foliage coverage. And he was like, it'll be so pretty. Like when the purple flowers go, I'm like, yeah, that'll be pretty. So you have to wait a couple years, for it to get big enough to do the thing. It finally did the thing. And then, sometimes vines look like they're dead when they're not blooming. So then recently, like in the last few months, I had this dead vine on top of like dead parts of the tree, and I almost cut it off completely. And I saw some little tiny buds, and I had some hope. I was like, all right, okay, I'll let you stay. And I have to say it paid off, because what is happening right now is so beautiful. It's doing the thing I was hoping it would do, and it just went off spectacularly. So I get to enjoy that for a little bit, and then I guess it goes back to like looking like a dead vine on a dead tree, but that's
Cool.
happening.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I get interest in this. I'm not sure. But you can't expect everyone to be quite as excited as you are about something. So he does think it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
So other updates, Breadnut, we have a lot of Breadnuts coming in. I think last week.
That's a blessing and a curse. Blessing because they are delicious. They're like sort of like water chestnuts, or they're like chestnuts, regular chestnuts. But you gotta get them out of the fruit, you gotta get them out, and then you have to shell them, and it's a little bit of work. Not a lot of work.
Cashews. It's not cashew nuts.
Not a lot of work, but some work is involved.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of work here. Let's be honest. But I think what happens is that like you can fatigue on the chestnuts.
Yeah.
Maybe. So it's like, okay, you get a bunch, but then if you have like 3 coming out, I mean, like for 2 people, we're just 2 people, it would, I don't know. It's like, we like the diversity. Like we don't want to eat chestnuts for our meals for 2 weeks straight. Ideally, we would do it. We would, of course, do it. We shouldn't complain about it. Some people have a hard time with food in this world, but yeah, I think that part of the fatigue is that like sometimes it's the abundance thing. Like you get a lot of it all at once, and you're like, oh man, this is a lot. So we just have to share.
Yeah.
Which is what we wanted to do anyway when we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like most of this list is mine.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Okay, so cacao flowers update. I don't know what happened to them. They were on the tree. Remember I was saying that they kind of like exploded, and I thought it was like this infestation of some sort of little bug on our beautiful cacao tree. And then I went up and looked at it, and they were like little flowers everywhere. And then I just went up, and they're all gone.
Okay.
Like not even like dried.
So you thought each one was going to be a cacao, and maybe that's not true.
Well, I was a little concerned, to be honest. I was like, how are you going to do that? Like your cacaos would turn into jelly beans, you know? But now there's nothing there, as if nothing had happened. And I don't know what to think about that. I haven't researched it.
The truth will reveal itself someday.
Yes. Or I could reach out to like Peter Kring's wife or something, who's like a cacao sorceress.
Yeah.
Okay, so the worms in our caimitos, Adriana got back to us. They are indeed the same worms that get into the guayaba fruits. So that makes me feel actually a little bit more comfortable with these worms, and Ken's not as comfortable.
Yeah, I like to eat a lot of protein, but on purpose, you know.
But we were eating those worms. I'm sure that we were accidentally eating some of those
Maybe
worms.
we ate a few worms.
Anyway, look, all I'm saying is if we open up a caimito and it looks good and I can see where the worms are, I'm eating around them because the caimitos are good.
Yeah, they're so good.
But the girls like them too, so we can, even the old ones, we could like cut them up and then they get not only fruit but worms. I love those.
All right.
Can I keep going?
You bet.
Okay, so, I'll gloss over this one. Hey, John. Hi, Super Farmers. Hi. Okay, I really I want to start maybe this year, but definitely next year, doing more trellises. So, like, we're having this happen naturally with, like, the mulberry trees that we've planted, like, by the path, because they just kind of curve over, and so they're making these, like, mulberry tunnels, which is super cool. But there's all sorts of edible plants that you can do that with, like squash and beans, and I think that'll be really fun.
Cool.
Yeah, so anyway, I've seen some articles lately on, I don't know, Mother Earth News and Earth 911 that are making me feel like it's almost time. And I know going into this next rainy season, I personally want to do more peripheral food around our property. We just have so many new friends that are so comfortable coming into the property and kind of eating everything. And we plan for that, but I can do better by planting them more food at the boundary. That's a permaculture thing that you do. So I just, like, that's a lot of the work that I'm going to do is be propagating things that they can eat at the boundary line.
We just have to work something out for the iguanas, because the iguanas live here with us, so we're gotta do something.
I don't know what to do unless we start eating them. Like we're so plentiful with
Maybe
iguanas.
it tastes like chicken. I don't know.
Yeah. Skirts work.
Yeah, is that your favorite new quote?
It's not.
No.
No, it's not. That's a whole nother thing, actually, that we can talk about. But skirts work. Oh, I see that you didn't write my note down that said quotes.
That's
you
good. I thought it was skirts work.
Yeah, no, I have a new favorite quote of the week that I'll get to after this.
I missed that in the production meeting.
That's okay. Yeah, we don't have one. That would be why he would miss that. So, like many episodes ago, I did this, I don't know what we would want to call it, the artwork for Farm Talk Friday, the advert for Farm Talk Friday. And it was like a picture of I don't know how obvious it was to people, but it was like plastic going around a tree, but it was like a plastic bottle that we had cut and made like a skirt out of it. And we were doing that because of the leafcutter ants had demolished, demolished a few of our trees. And so what you can do is you grease it inside, and then so they go to climb back up, and then they can't. They like slip off, and they're like, this is too much work, and they go somewhere else. And so we've been able to recover a couple of beautiful like medicinal flowering trees with the skirts work method, and our two different species of starfruit. So, yeah. So some things are just coming back, and nature is resilient that way. And funny as I say that, like everything just fell off of my little life everlasting. But this has been off the plant for a few weeks now, just kind of living in our kitchen. And here's all of its little
what life everlasting is.
So it's a medicinal plant, succulent, and you know, like sometimes you wonder, like, well, why do they call it that? And I would say that it was probably based off direct observation like this, where like someone had a leaf in their kitchen or wherever they had it, and it just kept growing. Like no one was watering it or anything, and it just started producing more of itself. So here's what it was looking like just a couple minutes ago. Let me keep adding to that. This was all on there, growing off the sides. And so these are all new plants. So this one creates the many. Just, you know, it's like a type of succulent, so they all kind of do that, but it's amazing. So I know it to, like, I cut it up sometimes and put it in water for a few hours, and it's supposed to be kind of like a nice all-body tonic. So that is life everlasting, resiliency.
What about your favorite quote?
Oh yeah, my favorite quote of the week was our friend Philip was over, and he gave us this amazing gong or like sound bath, sonic experience. Yeah, to call it a sound bath is not, like, he sent us to outer space. Like, it was really incredible. With a giant, like, he had giant crystal bowls. I had never seen crystal bowls this big, and like I've never been around
crystal singing bowls.
Yeah, sorry, and like
giant
the biggest gong I've ever been around.
Lots of amazing, unusual sounds.
Yeah, but so Philip finishes, and he's been to our house before, but usually at night for like a party, and and so he said, "So, you guys, this is really great. Like, where's the farm?" And I'm like, well, you know, like, there, you know, part of it's right there. That's like one of our gardens, in the yin yang garden. I'm like, but really, like, you can't really tell from the house, like, how much work.
Our food forest is on the sides. It's on the periphery.
Yeah.
On the edges.
So it's misleading. So unless you go on a journey into the food forest, it doesn't, like, you wouldn't know that it's different from like the surrounding jungle, because it is. I mean, it's bigger. We're gonna do a drone thing one day so that you can see all this work that we had put into it. But it was super funny.
We'll do a walking. It's gonna happen. We'll do a walking Farm Talk Friday one day.
Yeah. But anyway, so if you ever get to come down in person, that's how you get to really, really see it and feel it. Because even behind us, it's like, this is going to be an orchard one day, but it doesn't look that impressive right now. I mean, it's like there's a tree. Where's my finger? Okay, there's a tree right there. But like, can you guys even tell that is a tree? Because it blends in, even though the jungle is far away.
It's just green to them.
Yeah. So so even if you come here in person, unless you walk into something, like even them being here, it's like if it's 25 feet away, it's like this optical illusion. Javi says, yeah, we can see a tree. I think you can. I mean, you're very, very connected. But maybe it is that obvious. But hopefully you know what I'm saying as well. It's like, you know, there's palms behind us. Anyways, this will be an orchard of pejibaje, which is peach palm, in the future. And then we have some other trees back there. But we kept it mostly open so that we could have the chicken tractor method on that parcel. And I have just two more things.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, Cliff's on.
Cliff!
Okay, life everlasting. Oh yeah. So I had a new find just the other day. Yeah, that's your niece, Layla.
Is that Layla? It has a different name. Hey, Layla!
Layla Lilith.
Congratulations on your first egg.
Yes, Ken's niece just got chickens, and she just had her first egg, so that's super cute. Yeah. And Layla had a cute quote the other day. She said, "In a world full of Eves, be a Lilith." And I thought that was really cute, and Abby might think that's funny too. You'd have to be into kind of like goddess culture, witchy pagan stuff, but I was like, that's very clever. Yeah, you're welcome, Layla. Okay, last two things. Vine, I found a new one. It was growing right outside of like our property gate, and there was two of them, and we only took part of one, but it's gonna be really cute. It's also purple, and I'm really excited about that. I was like, oh, who are you? And I happen to have one of our workers with us, and so, you know, he was helping me like find it, and I just thought that was really fun. Okay, we're building a coop as we speak. Oh, yay! Congratulations, Layla. Okay, and the final thing is just this morning, Siggy reached out, and she said, hey, I want to get your advice about this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had to like download the picture. For some reason, it didn't download it, so I click on it, and you see it, and it's like this little mouse and like a tennis ball. And I would like show you guys, but it's on my phone. We're on my phone right now. And it was really cute. And so what it is, I guess in the UK, they're taking Wimbledon tennis balls, and it's some initiative to like make holes in them for a particular kind of mouse, or maybe one of the most common forms of mice. I don't know, some kind of mouse that needs a home is finding refuge in reused, upcycled Wimbledon tennis ball, something like that.
Do mice really need homes?
I don't know.
What is that about?
Look, I don't know, but it was a very cute photo, and I have no idea what's going on, but I thought it was cute that Siggy reached out, who's one of our neighbors.
Mice need cats.
Mice do. Oh. Mice need cats.
All right.
So anyways, but I told Siggy, I'm like, hey, you know, you can try it out. I don't know how a tennis ball would do in the jungle. Like, you know, the UK doesn't get like the downpour of rain that we get, so I don't know how long the
our cat
last.
Our cat Scratch has a nice home for the mice.
In its belly.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Farm Talk Friday. We'll be back next week around the same time.
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
Look into solitary bee hotels also.